Hi everyone, I have an update video for each and every one of you, for my subscribers, to know what has happened here, what's been going on, and how my life has been, as if you want to know. You know, if you do want to know, as you know, you may not want to know. I love you anyways. Stick right there. Yes, everyone, I've had some rough year here. After my surgery, I recovered fine. It took a good long time to, usually for this kind of muscle repair, it does take a long time to heal from that. During that time, from November till now of 2023 to now, July 2024, I have lost little Elizabeth, my almost 15-year-old cat. We knew it was coming because she started losing weight drastically, but we knew that she was getting older, and we were lucky that she lived through a bladder infection, a really bad illness about 2 years ago, and it's like the Lord gave us a little extra time with her. Then our little Frodo that you've seen here on this channel. Yeah, I think you've seen all the kitties and Frodo. You notice he's not hacking in the background. When we were coming back from the beach this June, my daughter called me and said that he wasn't doing well, and she didn't understand what it was. So I got in here, and by the looks of things, he was not doing well. I groomed him and got him was getting him all fixed up, and then I found out that he had an issue that looked like an infection, and we got it cleared up for 2 weeks. It involved his his bowels. Okay. So we thought it may have had an infection that caused it, but he continued the symptoms that he was having, even though the area healed up really well. I'm just going to tell you what it was. We think it was anal cancer because his anal glands actually burst. Okay. At first it looked like an anal gland infection, excuse me. But it actually burst all the way around, and he went through some antibiotics for 2 weeks, and everything healed up. Like, it didn't even look like he had any issue at all. But he kept having the straining, the incontinence, wasn't able to hold his bowel movements the way that he needed to, and him being 12 years old, going on 13 next March, he's about 12 and a half. I just made the decision, I'm not putting him through surgery. I'm not putting him through anything like that, because he wasn't down. He was happy, and he was still playing and everything, because we think he had some tumors in there that was laying on his bladder and it was causing him not to be able to release everything because of the anal issue. It probably damaged that to where it was just going to cause him too much pain and not much of a good quality of life, because he knew. He was a very smart dog. He knew that he is not supposed to use the bathroom in the house. He knew. He goes outside is the word. You go outside, go pee-pee, outside. He knew it. And you could always tell when he had a mistake, because he would slink back in there to his bed, and you wouldn't find him until you went and looked, and there he was. And you knew he's done something. You could tell that boy's done something. Anyway, so I had to make the hard decision to let him go and put him down. And so it's been hard because he was with me for 12 years and he wouldn't eat many days at the first of whenever I'd be gone to the beach or whatever. Over the years, he would just lay on the back of the couch and look at the door and wait for me. And so it was hard. I mean, it was very hard to let him go because he becomes so routine for me. I can't wake up in the morning and not realize I gotta go let the dog out. I gotta go straight to the door and let the dog out. When I cook, I don't see that little hiney and walking, tippy-toeing around in the kitchen, and I'm like, nope, you get back in there, and he would go. He tried to sneak and get morsels, you know. I tell my mom that my Roomba died, and I need to get a new Roomba, because you know my floor vacuum was so good. It was such a good vacuum, and it just pretty much take care of itself. But I know it's all joke and fun, but we do miss Frodo. We loved him. He's a part of our family. He went with us a lot to when we camped and all. And I'm at that point. It's been since middle of June. Now it's the middle of July. It's been about a month, and I'm still just missing that comfort that he gave me. And it's important for me when you have an autoimmune disease that you have something that's sort of a de-stressor. So we are looking for I don't want to say a replacement, that sounds so bad. We love little Frodo, but you know, we have a little empty spot here, and so I've located a new little puppy, and Lord willing, I'll be able to pick him up in 2 weeks. But he was born, get this, he was born on the day that we were coming home from the beach when my daughter called me about Frodo's problem starting, that he was ill. So I'm like, that's meant to be. I think that's meant to be. I need that comfort. I miss that companionship when my husband's gone. My kids are busy in their lives. My son, he's 28 years old. My daughter is in college here, and it won't be long. She'll be gone again. So, yeah, when I don't have my grandbabies, it's sort of, without Frodo, it's just too quiet. I know y'all probably understand. And some people can't turn around and get another dog or cat or pet immediately. But I have felt over the years that it does help, because you tend to grieve longer. It don't mean that you're not grieving for that first one. And you still love that first one. It gives you something to turn your mind toward and put your intention on something else than to dwell on this other upsetting thing. So that's how I'm dealing with it. I need something to focus and get my mind off, because right now it's sort of like I'm in limbo, you see, and it just drags on. So that is the best way I can describe it. Frodo, he was such a smart boy. He knew how to sit. He knew how to stand up on his back legs. He knew how to cut a sideways. It's like roll over, but he did it in the air. He knew what booger meant. Booger is our word that my dad always used to train the dogs to know what is bad that he can go after and get. You should have a word for all your dogs for that. That way they'll look at you and you'll say it. If they see a stranger, they'll look at you, and if you say it, you know what I'm saying. If they see a strange animal in the yard and you say it, then they know. They'll look at, oh, okay, go after it. That type of thing. He knew that. He'd get all upset and whine and cry when he just couldn't find where it was. You could point and he'd go where you wanted him to look for something. I could say, where's your bone? And he would look and look and look, and then he'd look at me, and I'd say, go over there and look, and he'd go over there and look, and I'd say, go over there and look, and he'd go over there and look. I could tell him, go give Anna a hug, and he'd run over there to Anna. He knew everybody's names. He was so very smart, so very smart. And I know I give him a hard time all the time with his hacking and because it was like a little old man, having a little old man in the background, and you're like, would you hush? You know, we loved him, and looking back after I researched the cancer of that area, it's very, very anal gland cancer in dogs, especially small dogs, is very common. He was not overweight. I cannot stand to see overweight pets. I'm like, I'll measure out the food to where everything gets what it's supposed to get, but it does not get overweight. Hardly any human food. Now, if he gets human food, it's because it's been dropped. Now, he did like popcorn. We would let him have some popcorn. He didn't like the old kind. If it was stale or whatever, we have a popcorn maker, like a theater popcorn maker, and he loved the fresh. He liked the fresh. Even the cat, Cade, loves. That's the only cat we have left. After Frodo died, our yellow cat got missing. I don't know if someone stole him, because he'd been here for several years. Nathan, big old huge yellow cat. He probably weighed 15, 18 pounds. Every time we've ever had a yellow cat, somebody stole it. Just some people just love yellow cats. They steal them. So somebody may have thought he was a stray somewhere and just took him. Because that cat, he knew where his home was. Nothing bothered him. He's a big old cat, nothing bothered him. But he was so laid back, he'd probably walk right up to somebody walking their dog, and their dog could have tore him up. I don't know. But anyways, I do know that there was a lady walking her dog. It's new in the community. A lady walking her dog down here for a while, and then she stopped about the time that the cat went missing. So I don't know if something, I don't know, she might not be even being involved with it, and I'm sorry. But you know how your mind thinks? You think about these things, you know. What could have happened? You run through the gamut of, okay, coyotes. We have coyotes. We have black bears around here now. People moving in day by day with pit bulls, you know, and they will kill a cat like you wouldn't believe. Okay, in amongst all of that happening, I've had a lot of busy camping trips, busy craft booth. If that's what happened to my cat, that could be a possibility. A neighbor could have just got a pit bull, and Nathan, being Nathan, he liked to go and visit every house around here. He ate at every house around here. You saw how fat he was, and I didn't feed him like I fed him 1 can of cat food a day. And my brother who lives up here, he had cat food. She had cat food. His wife fed him. The neighbors across the street fed him. Neighbor over there, I seen him coming from over there all the time. And I bet you all they got a new dog, and it might have been what happened to him. It could have been that. See how your brain just works? You keep thinking, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So that makes 3 of our little family members, little pet family members, gone. In amongst having to do craft fair, stuff for the booth, and I breed fish. You probably hear all that bubbling, I'm sorry. My room has gotten a little loud with bubbling. But I've just I've gotten too much going on, and we're gonna have to start scaling back, and so I can get back on here and have this was my first project that I was doing, and I need to get back on here and enjoy life with y'all. I know I have a lot of supporters out there that pray for me, and I don't want you to think that I'm not thinking about y'all. I worry about y'all all the time, like they're gonna be so mad at me. They're gonna be so mad at me because I'm not on there. Some days I'll be like, tomorrow I'm gonna get on there. I'm gonna get on there, and then I'll have a major migraine. I've been having migraines lately, so it's been a bit rough. It really has. And I'm glad you've hung in there and waited so patiently. You know, just pray for me, and I'll be able to get back on here and get started again. I have several companies that have been knocking on the door for me to do some reviews of their diamond paintings and things like that, and I need to do that for y'all. So, yeah. So y'all send mental hugs. I'll send my mental hugs your way and prayers your way. Like and subscribe, everybody. And I hope that you love Jesus. And that's how I get through things, is Jesus gave me these sweet animals. And he gave me long years with Frodo, and long years with Elizabeth. And Nathan lasted a long time before somebody, I like to think somebody nabbed him, and he's in a house somewhere with rhinestone collar and all the pate he can eat. I hope that's what's going on. If they're doing that for him, that's fine. That's fine. But I miss these little babies, and I hope this wasn't too sad for you. It is sad, and I debated on whether to even announce it or show it or whatever, but I think it'll help. Because each of us, if you've had pets in your life, you know how it feels. Some of us take it harder than others, and some of us don't. I've had a lot of animals in my life growing up, a lot. And I don't want to say that I'm kind of neutral to it, because it was one of the hardest things, is to take him to the vet and not bring him home at that time. So that's hard. That's hard. It was hard for me, but I had to be strong and not lose it, because my grandbabies were here that week. So that kind of helped me deal with it a little better. But once they were gone and it's quiet, and I noticed that there wasn't a little black shadow behind me, and I didn't hear the little tick 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 of his toenails following her if I cleaned the house, it was behind me constantly. I'm like, would you go lay down? You don't got to follow me. But anyways, until the next time, yuns be good. Love you. Bye.